Oh, how you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here to present you my NBA morning shoot around for Monday, November 18th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all my NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So we got a solid 9-game slate today. There's going to be a couple fun games to watch on this slate. And yeah, man, I'm ready to jump in this video real quick before we do. If you guys don't mind, please take that quick second, click the like button down below. Helps me out. Really appreciate that from you guys. And yeah, let's go. So we'll start at point guard and we'll work our way through. We'll start at the top. You got Luka Doncic going against San Antonio. It should be a very competitive game. Doncic is playing the minutes, triple-double upside any night, really filling up the stat sheet. Man, he's just giving you a really solid floor. He's got you at least, 54 fantasy points in 5 straight games, and then 7 of the past 8. You got to like the floor that he's giving you. If you want to pay up, at point guard and feel very comfortable with, I think Doncic is a guy you start with that gives you a really good floor. Kyrie Irving listed as a game-time decision. If Kyrie plays in this game, I think that you can look at Kyrie. I think he's definitely in play. If Kyrie is ruled out of this game, then there's a couple guys that they get a big time bump, especially Spencer Dinwiddie. He probably would be the main guy. So definitely keep an eye on Kyrie. But I think he is a guy that we can look at. He has been playing through injuries and he's still been performing, so you can look at him. Same thing with Russell Westbrook going against Portland. I think that he's a guy you could consider. One thing about Westbrook is before, you see 9,400 for Westbrook, you'd be going crazy. But now with James Harden, he's just not getting the same production. He's getting career low numbers and basically every single stat. So it's tough. I think that Kyrie and Westbrook definitely are GPP plays, but you could really consider both of them. They both have some upside. If you want to, pay up, outside of Doncic and cash games, I think you could look at Kemba Walker in an up-tempo game against the Suns. He's a guy that I feel is giving you a solid floor. I think he's a guy you could really feel comfortable with in cash games, that he's going to give you, about 40 fantasy points, close to value, 5x. So if we want to move down a little bit, there is some guys that we can pay down for. A couple guys. First guy I'm going to look at, I think that we can look at Kobe White for Chicago going against Milwaukee. The guy's definitely, probably a little bit more of a GPP play. But, in 2 of the past few games, he's had monster games, 26 and 27 real-life scoring points. The guy can score the ball. We know that for sure. It's all about if he's going to get consistent run or not. If he's going to play around, 29, 30 minutes, then you can definitely look at him and consider him as a GPP play at 5,400. And then lastly, we'll look at a guy, value play, probably just put him in cash and move on, feel comfortable with it. I think that you can look at Aaron Holiday. The guy's been playing a boatload of minutes. He's been playing very well. He's got, 31 or more minutes in 2 of the past 3 games. He's giving you a solid floor. Value-wise, if he's going to start, Aaron Holiday, just put him in, feel comfortable, move on. He's a guy that you pay down for at the point guard spot. Moving on to shooting guard, you start at the top. You got James Harden definitely in play against Portland. It's going to be a fun game. Harden's just been absolutely ridiculous right now, averaging almost 40 points a game. It's just not fair. The guy's just absolutely just scoring the shit out the ball. Look at the floor that he's giving you. He's got you at least 60 in 7 straight games. Westbrook basically took a back seat and said, just get yours, James. You got to like the floor. I think that he's giving you a really good floor here at 12.5. So he's a guy you could consider paying up for sure. Then we'll work our way down a little bit. 2 guys I think we can look at. First guy I think that you can look at, Zach LaVine if he plays. I think that he's a guy that you can look at against Milwaukee, strictly a GPP play. But he is there. Also, RJ Barrett going against Cleveland. Barrett, the young guy, he's having a really, really good rookie campaign so far. He's showing us some upside. He's playing. The minutes have came down a little bit. I will mention that compared to earlier in the year where he was playing, almost the whole entire game. I think that they just don't want to kind of tire him out so fast. But nonetheless, he's going to play around 30 minutes, and he does have some upside at 7,100 GPP play. Then we're going to go down and we'll start getting to some value. I talked about Dinwiddie, I think you could play Dinwiddie either way because Karis LeVert is out. So the guy's playing a bunch of minutes, 30 minutes and 3 of the past 5 games, scoring the ball well, playing good, giving you a solid floor. Dinwiddie's a great play. If Kyrie's out, it just gives an added bump to Dinwiddie. Either way, I like Dinwiddie a lot today. I think that he's a really, really good play. Then we'll go value guy. I like Dante DiVinci, however you say it. Started the past 2 games, played 24 minutes each. First game only got you 13 points. I understand. Last game, 25 fantasy points. At a 4.1 price tag, all we need is 20 for value. If he's going to be in that starting lineup, I think that he's a guy that we could continue to look to play to save some money. Also, we can look at his teammate, Sterling Brown, as well. If he's going to play the minutes, I like Sterling Brown probably a little bit more than DaVinci, just a little bit more active and does a little bit more things. But both of these guys are good value plays. And Sterling, it just depends on who's in that starting lineup. That's something that I gotta kind of wait and see. But one of these guys are going to pop off as a really, really good value play. Me personally, if Sterling Brown's going to get the minutes, I would probably prefer him a little bit more. We got to kind of wait on that news. Then we'll go to small forward. Here's so much value out there. It's crazy. We'll start at the top, though. Antetokounmpo going against Chicago, up-tempo game. Giannis has triple-double upside even in less than 30 minutes. The guy fills up the stat sheet. He's playing very, very well. I wouldn't blame you if you paid up for Giannis. I wouldn't blame you if you paid up for Harden. Me personally, I think that the Houston-Portland game will be a little bit closer. So I may kind of lean towards Harden, but at the same time, Antetokounmpo just played Chicago, played 35 minutes, and had just 70 fantasy points. So it's hard. You could pay it for either one of these guys. They're both giving you a really, really good floor. You got to kind of just figure out where the value is position-wise. Then we will look at, after Antetokounmpo, we'll go down a little bit. Siakam. I think Siakam's a guy, playing a bulk load of minutes. Look, the guy's played 41 minutes or more in 4 straight games, giving you a really good floor. He's on the floor. He's active. He's a guy that has upside. 9,300 is a very fair price tag for him, especially based on what he's doing right now. So he's a guy that we can really look at, on the little bit higher tier. Going to the mid-tier a little bit, Kelly Oubre at 6,100. He's a guy who's definitely been up and down, man. But the guy's coming off a monster game against Atlanta, and he's been playing well for the most part on the season. He's averaging right around 30 fantasy points. You need 30 to hit value right here. I think Oubre is a really good play in the mid-tier. You can play him in cash game and feel pretty comfortable with him as well. Couple of value guys, obviously Justin Holiday. He's the first guy I'm going to start with. If he's going to start, I think you could put Holiday. You can also put his teammate Aaron Holiday in there if they're both going to get the start nod as value plays. Back-to-back games of playing 34 or more minutes. Yes, the production hasn't been crazy jumping off the wall, but he's still got your 5 times value, and I think he gives us a little bit of upside. As we've seen in Detroit, he got you 34 fantasy points. If he gets you 34 fantasy points on this price tag, man, you'll be happy, you'll feel good, and you'll move on. Justin Holiday, really, really good value play today. One more guy, I think this guy's a little bit more of a GPP play. But Nasir Little for Portland, I think that he's a guy we can look at back-to-back games where we're getting more minutes, 22, 31 in back-to-back games at almost bare minimum price tag, 18 and 15, get you some rebounds, get you some baskets. He's another guy that we can look at and consider for a value play. Going to power forward, we'll start at the top. I think first we can look at Domantas Sabonis going against Brooklyn. We like big guys against Brooklyn. We've liked big guys against Brooklyn since last year. Sabonis is a walking double-double. He has 6 straight games of massive double-doubles. He can score the ball as well, giving you a solid floor and definitely giving you some upside. Sabonis is the first guy that I think you start with. Then you go with Porzingis, 8,400. He's playing 34, 35 minutes, giving you a really solid floor. I like Porzingis a lot. I think that he's a guy that you can look at. Him and Sabonis are probably the top 2 plays here at the power forward spot. You can also look at Jason Tatum going against the Suns. This should be a very up-tempo game. Jason Tatum is a little bit more of a GPP play for me just because, he's consistent. But when it comes to fantasy-wise, he's a little bit up and down. We need at least 41, 42 for value on this price tag. So I definitely would rather go with Sabonis Porzingis. But Jason Tatum is a really good GPP play. Probably going to come in fairly low-owned as well. Then we will go down a little bit. A guy that's just playing a ton of minutes. I think we can look at P.J. Tucker once again. Look at the minutes, 38, 39, 37. He's on the floor a ton. You need 25 for value. Definitely think he can get there. He's averaging about 25 on the season. And then lastly, a guy that's just been chalk city, playing a bunch of minutes for Toronto, Hollis Jefferson, 3 straight games of 25 or more minutes, filling up the stat sheet. The price tag hasn't went up. I think he's another guy we can look at once again as a really good value play, possibly as a cash game play as well on this low price tag. I really like Hollis Jefferson. I think that he's a solid play today. Moving on to center, we'll start. There's not really no guys. I don't really want to pay up for center today. I mean, you got Gobert and Towns going against each other. Whiteside, I'm not really interested. Harrell going against Adams. I think you start with Miles Turner. The big guy going against Brooklyn. We talk about big guys against Brooklyn. Turner came back last game after being injured and had a really, really good game, man. So Miles Turner, great play. He's a guy that you can put in, feel comfortable, and I feel he's a little bit underpriced as well. Wendell Carter going against Brook Lopez. He's a guy we can look at as well. Double-doubles in 3 of the past 4 games. Really playing well, giving you a solid floor. The guy's active. He gives you a little bit of upside as well on this price tag. Wendell Carter is a good GPP play today. Then we got Mitchell Robinson, GPP play. He's game time decision with his ankle. If he starts and he's going to get the minutes, he's a guy that I think we could really look at. GPP, though, Carter and Robinson are both GPP plays for me. I definitely would rather pay up for Miles Turner at a couple more hundred and feel comfortable with if I'm talking about cash games. Then, Aaron Baines, 6,000. Man, this dude's playing well. Going against his old team in Boston. He's showing us some upside. The minutes, the past 2 of the 3 games have kind of been a little bit down. But even right here against Brooklyn, he played 17 minutes and got you 31 fantasy points. This is just proving my point about Miles Turner as a bonus, man. You got to like big guys against Brooklyn. But I do like Baines going against Boston today. Boston's a team that I feel is a little bit undersized. So you can take advantage there. Lastly, I'll throw out there Brook Lopez. With Middleton out, they've needed some more scoring. And he's got you 13 or more points in 3 straight games. You may think, oh, that's not very much, but he was only averaging 10 on the season. And then Middleton goes out, and now they're asking him to score the ball a little bit more. And he gives us some upside as well. He's getting a bunch of blocks, some steals, some defensive stats. So Brook Lopez, 5,600, I think that he's a great play as well. So that's really where I'm at with my NBA morning shoot-arounds for today. If you want a more in-depth analysis on today's slate, make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. And hey, good luck on your guys' contest, all right? Peace out.